What up, YouTube universe? It's your boy Anthony. How we doing? Coming at you live from a desktop because YouTube does not trust me to go live from mobile yet. So I'm gonna keep doing these lives in hopes of maybe attracting more of an audience and posting these videos on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna read an article from Psychology Today that's titled The Guide to Being a Good Human Being. Being a human being is an incredible thing, but it's not always easy. What you should or shouldn't do isn't always clear, and it can leave you feeling confused and overwhelmed. You weren't exactly given a guidebook for life at school, even though you might have learned to count. It turns out you need a lot more than that to be a good human being. The reality is that we are a real mishmash of people and cultures across this beautiful planet. In fact, it's exactly that which makes our planet so wonderfully diverse. Yet there is one thing we all have in common: we like to feel good. Hence, the person who wrote this article has compiled a list of things, which let me give them credit. This is an article on Psychology Today, written by Susanna Nusonen. Um, and she said she has compiled a list of things that most, if not all, humans appreciate. Below, you will find your guide to being a good human being and behaving in ways that make others feel good too. Number one, be kind. In a world where you can be anything, be kind to yourself and to others, both offline and online. You never know how much that other person might need your kindness. Often it's more than you think. Number two, listen. In our noisy world, it's sometimes hard to feel heard. Be the person that makes someone feel heard. Really listen to everything they have to say. Ask them how they are and listen to their answer fully. Let them speak as long as they want to. Number three, be non judgmental with yourself and with others. Everyone is doing the best they can with the knowledge they have, including you. Adopt an attitude of tolerance and accept that we are all different. That's what makes each one of us so unique and life so interesting. Number four, support people's decisions, even when you might not agree with them. Trust that what they are doing, what they feel they are doing, what they feel is right to them, and respect that. Everyone has the right to live a life true to them. Everyone has the right to make their own choices. Number five, be someone's biggest cheerleader. You can never have too many supporters. Encourage your people to go after their dreams and support them in their journey in any way that you can. Let them know that they are not alone. Let them know that you are there for them. Number six, be polite. This seems like an obvious one, but it's amazing how rude you can come across when sending an email or message in a moment of frustration. If you're in a negative place, don't send anything. Write a draft if you need to, but do not send it until you've had a chance to look at it when you're feeling good and calm. The same applies to spoken word. Take a breath before you lash out. Take a moment to recenter so that you can approach the challenge from a better place. Number seven, live a life that's true to you. There are too many people living lives that someone else told them to live. Don't be one of them. Live a life that is true to you. Live the life that you're yearning to live. When you do, you'll inspire others to do the same. You've only got one shot at life, and let's face it, none of us really know how long it will be, so make the most out of it, starting today. Number eight, take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, speaking of which, drink water. If you don't take care of yourself, no one else will. You're responsible for your emotional, physical, and mental well being. Take charge of it and take good care of it. That's the only way you will show up as your best possible self. That's the only way, and the world deserves to see you at your best. Number nine, take care of others. Sometimes people aren't prepared to ask for help, so offer it regularly. The people who need it the most are often the ones who are trying to put a strong front out to the world. Don't be fooled by this. and offer your help to those you think might be in need of it. Number 10, smile if you feel it. Never underestimate the power of a genuine smile. It will warm the recipient's heart and make them want to smile too. As a bonus, you'll feel better too. Everyone who smiles does. That's actually true. I've read multiple reports, multiple articles about how just even forcing a smile, even when you're not happy, can put you in a better mood. Just the simple act of smiling. Um, all right, let's keep looking. This is the Wiki How to Be a Good Person, a complete guide. Being a good person. There are lots of things that go into being a good person, and it can mean slightly different things to different people. However, most people agree that traits like empathy, respect, kindness, generosity, honesty, and integrity indicate that someone is a good person. Section 1 of 3, Improving Yourself. Determine what being a good person means to you personally. Because interpretations of how to be a good person vary, your first step is deciding what this means to you. Remember, being a good person isn't a superficial or skin deep thing. It needs to come from your heart. It involves deciding on your personal code of ethics and doing your best to live by it, even when it's hard. When you think of a good person, what kind of traits do they have? Make a list of these qualities to help you piece together your idea of what it means to be a good person. Common traits that people associate with being a good person include empathy, compassion, kindness, generosity, altruism, fairness, honesty, integrity, and responsibility. Certified life coach Tracy Rogers also recommends taking an internal inventory of the kind of person you are right now. What is it that keeps you from being the best version of yourself? What are some wonderful aspects of yourself that you could cultivate a little bit more? That self inventory is a really important step, she says. Choose someone in your life to be your role model. Having a role model provides you with an example to look up to and emulate. This person should have traits you admire and want to embody in your own work, creative pursuits, personal relationships, and lifestyle. Who in your life do you look up to and why? How are they making the world a better place to live in, and how can you do the same? What qualities do you admire in them, and how can you develop the same ones? When you're confronted with a moral issue, think of how your role model would respond and use this as a guide to help you figure out the right thing to do. Rogers also recommends asking loved ones for their input on how you can improve. Have it be a dialogue where you ask for radical honesty in terms of how you can be a better friend, better child, better sibling, or better spouse. We should always be checking in with people that we value the most to make sure that we're showing up for them. Stop comparing yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, you will make yourself miserable. You end up wasting time and energy that could be spent becoming the best version of yourself. You have your own unique talents and gifts, so try and focus on sharing them with the world instead of envying the gifts of others. Love yourself. When you love and accept yourself, you're better able to love and accept others. Self love also has tons of benefits, such as increased resilience, confidence, and overall well being. All of these things can be super helpful if you're trying to be the best person you can be. Loving yourself is not just taking a bubble bath or going to buy expensive gifts, says author and self love expert Kamal Ravikant. It's about feeling love for the amazing human being you are and living life from that place. There are lots of ways to build up self love. A few suggestions are keeping a self love journal to celebrate your positive qualities, reciting your self love affirmations, and challenging your negative self talk. The most important thing is to stay consistent. Self love is a practice, just like going to the gym is a practice, just like eating healthy is a practice. Says Ravikant, if you want to see results, you need to stick to the new self love rituals and habits you implement. Pray or meditate. This one is a huge one for me. I actually say pray and meditate. You don't have to believe in a God per se, but just say, just put your thoughts out into the universe, type of deal. Praying to a higher power or meditating can help you get in touch with yourself and find inner peace. As your self awareness increases, you'll better understand what you really want and find clarity in your life. I'd like to also take a moment out to talk about this because I personally have seen the enormous benefits of meditation and prayer in my life. It has taught me how to slow down and has taught me how to recognize my thoughts before they become my words or my actions. And it has helped me learn to evaluate those thoughts and really see if they are useful or not. Um, you'll gain inner peace, you'll feel more positive, and this helps you become a better person. Find a private, safe space free from distractions and sit in a comfortable position. Clear your mind from all thoughts and take a few deep, slow breaths. Focus on being intensely aware of the present moment. Don't judge or react, just observe. If your focus breaks, just count to 10. Meditate until you feel cleansed and rejuvenated. I would recommend starting out with smaller, like 5 to 10 minute guided YouTube meditations. Like it said in the article earlier, it's really like working out. You're not going to be able to sit still for 60 minutes and clear your mind. That's just like going to the gym and trying to bench, 2 plates. You're not going to be able to do that. However, with just a bar and then you work your way up, eventually you get 2 plates. Make small changes. No one can completely reinvent themselves overnight, but small changes can make an enormous difference when it comes to becoming the best person you can be. Set small goals every month or two and focus on changing 1 or 2 key habits at a time. Here are some examples of goals you can set. Goal 1, say for example, that you have a habit of interrupting people or talking over them. Your first goal could be to focus on listening more attentively and waiting until people are done talking to comment on what they said. Goal 2, maybe you struggle with self-criticism. Your goal could be to recite positive self-love affirmations each morning in order to challenge your negative thoughts. Review your goals every day. When you've chosen the first goals you want to work on them, write them down and review them. You may also find it helpful to journal about any changes you notice in your life as you start to build your new habits. Here's an expert tip from Moj Ratson, a marriage and family therapist. Don't forget to engage in activities you truly enjoy. Seeking out new experiences that broaden your horizons can help keep your life interesting. By finding activities that spark joy, you'll cultivate a more positive mindset and a sense of fulfillment. Be good for its own sake. Don't try to be a good person because your parents told you so, or because I'm telling you to, because you want recognition or respect, or for any kind of reward, except for your own satisfaction in doing what you believe is right. This is very important. Never act superior to anyone else or brag about your goodness or righteousness. It's funny because I've actually had my own qualms with this when making this channel, and I've reiterated it multiple times, but this channel is not about me saying I'm a great human and you should do what I do. This channel is about learning how to become a good human and the steps it takes to work on that every day. And it's not something you ever fully achieve, I don't think. It's more so just something you're constantly working towards. Do what you believe makes you a good person on your own terms, and remember that it's an individual journey and that everyone's path is unique. Section 2 of 3, having a positive attitude. Try to look at the bright side of things. There are tons of benefits that come along with a positive attitude. Research has shown that it can help you feel more calm and focused, decrease stress levels, and even stimulate creative thinking, problem-solving skills, and productivity. Positivity is also contagious, so you'll likely end up brightening other people's days and bringing them joy as well. All of this can be really helpful on your journey toward improving yourself. When it comes to cultivating a more positive mindset, Ravikant has some helpful advice. Instead of trying to eradicate negativity, he suggests filling yourself up with bright, joyful things. I have a comment on that as well. My personal belief is when we have negative thoughts or we see that our mind wants us to do something wrong or something bad, it's not something that we should push down or try and push away. It's something that we need to recognize. So that way, every time it comes up, it's not a stress point, but something that's familiar. He says, darkness is the absence of light. So, how do you fight darkness? You find the nearest light switch and you turn on the light. For example, this could mean reciting positive affirmations when you're feeling down, or stepping in when you hear an argument and offering a solution. Again, I think it's very important. Like, it's okay to say you want to like push the darkness out. It's important that you recognize it first, because if you don't, it will just manifest itself in more negative ways. Do what you can to make the world a better place. Every time you interact with the world, you have an opportunity to do something good and positive. It doesn't have to be something huge or earth shattering. It can be as simple as picking up some trash that someone threw down at a local park, or setting up a carpool at the office to cut down on your carbon footprint. A few other easy ways to make a positive change include recycling, buying organic and locally grown food, being a responsible pet owner by cleaning up after your pets, donating old items to shelters and charitable organizations instead of a thrift store, not taking the closest parking space so you leave it for someone who needs it more. Plus, the further away you park, the more exercise you will get. Smiling and politely greeting people in public instead of ignoring. They had a reader poll. They asked 190 WikiHow readers how they are most motivated to positive change in their community, and 57% said volunteering at local community centers and organizations. Slow down. In today's hectic world, it can be hard to slow down and enjoy the simple things. But it's also incredibly valuable. Try to be patient and live in the moment rather than rushing from one thing to the next. If you're not in a rush, you're also likely to be more patient and less short tempered with people, which is an important part of being a good person. For example, when you're at the grocery store, don't throw all your groceries down without even looking at the employee ringing them up. Slow down, say hello, um, and offer them a genuine smile. Um, this type of kindness can go a long way. Only use your car horn in an emergency situation, and don't blow it at someone simply for driving slower than you'd like them to. I've been guilty of this. Um, Remind yourself that the driver may be taking their time so they don't injure themselves or someone else. Practice forgiveness. Forgiving someone can be a difficult task, but realizing that people are human and make mistakes help you let go of negativity so you can move on and focus on bettering yourself. When you forgive, you let go of resentment, anger, bitterness, and turmoil, and you also become more compassionate towards others. The final section is interacting with others. Be tolerant and respectful of everyone around you. Part of being a good person is not being judgmental. Do your best to accept everyone and never discriminate against someone based on their race, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, or cultural background. Realize that everyone has feelings, every person is valid, and everyone should always be treated with respect. Be respectful of elderly people. Realize that you will be old someday and may need a helping hand. Next time you go to the mall, parking lot, or anywhere, look for an old person struggling with something, like carrying bags or loading groceries into their car, and ask, may I help you with that? I think it's generally just a good rule with anyone. If you see them, be nice, be kind, offer them help. The worst they can do is say no, thank you, or no, or give you a look. But it doesn't hurt to ask. Be compassionate towards intellectually disabled people. Intellectually disabled people. Do we really need to be compassionate to this one? Or the people that still follow him, even though he's literally destroying our country? That's what I'm going to have to disagree with. Um, in the face of fascism, we need to call that out. There's no sympathy. You have to understand you're being brainwashed and you're in a cult. It's disgusting. When you notice that you're being judgmental of someone like I am right now, um, Explore the internal response that might be behind this. A lot of times, judgments come from a place of lack of fear, she explains. Let's try to fight this. Try journaling about the things that you love about yourself and focusing on the things that you can think of. That might just be enough to shift your energy out of the state of stress and lack that's causing you to be judgmental, says Mars. Be empathetic. Empathy means putting yourself in others' shoes and trying to see things from their perspective. When you make this a habit, you're more likely to treat others with respect, kindness, and patience, which makes you a better person. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were this person? Angelina Jolie, actress and humanitarian, as per WikiHow. Live empathetically and help others to the best of your ability. She said, we have a responsibility to be aware of others. We need to make justice the norm, not the exception. Do an act of kindness or charity for someone else. Try to do something nice for someone every day, even if it's something small. An act of kindness or generosity can make a huge, and they may even be more likely to be kind to the next person they see. This could create a ripple effect that spreads positively far beyond you. Again, it's hard for me to reserve that kindness for MAGA right now, especially since they're spewing such toxicity and hateful rhetoric and blatant lies. It's a sad state. Sorry, that's not the point of this video or this live. Strike up a conversation with someone who looks lonely. Pay it forward at the drive-thru. Offer to drive a friend to the airport. Anything you can do to make someone's day. You could even reach out and show kindness to people who have been cold or rude to you. It's possible that they treat you poorly because people have always treated them poorly, and your kindness could be the thing that changes their mindset. Offer genuine compliments to people. Saying nice things to people is an easy way to spread positivity. Compliment a coworker's new haircut. Tell a friend you think their outfit is awesome, or let a stranger know you think their dog is adorable. This is literally my favorite thing to do because I'm so extroverted while I'm out and about in the streets of Manhattan. Anytime something catches my eye, I compliment the person just because I just feel like it's nice, just try to spread a little bit of positivity throughout the day. Be a better listener. People rarely take the time to truly listen to others, but it can make such a difference. Everyone wants to feel like they matter, and when you pay close attention to someone, you're basically letting them know that they're important and you care about what they're saying. Here are some active listening tips. While someone else is talking, don't get distracted by what's going on around you, and don't scroll on your phone. Look directly at them. Give them your full attention. Be engaged with the person and the conversation. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions to show that you're paying attention to them. Use open body language to signal that you're present and focused on them. Turn your body towards them, nod and react to what they say, and make eye contact. Celebrate other people's victories and good qualities. Congratulate others when good things happen to them and try not to be jealous of their victories. Be supportive and encouraging towards them, and they'll likely do the same for you when they have a win. When you put out good into the world, good comes back to you. What goes around comes around. That's what people say. Be a role model. One way to become a good person is to try and be the best role model you can be. If you're a parent or if you have younger siblings or cousins, try to lead by example and live your life in a way that would make them proud. This type of mindset can be really motivating when it comes to self-improvement and personal growth. When other people see you doing good deeds, they will be reminded to take more positive actions themselves. Nurturing someone else and striving to be an example for them can also help you see your own acts more clearly and make better choices. Be honest. Honesty is one of the key characteristics associated with being a good person. This doesn't mean saying everything that's on your mind all the time. It just means being truthful as often as you can, especially about serious things, and conveying these truths in a kind, gentle way. Own up to your mistakes instead of hiding them or lying about them, and be direct about your feelings instead of being passive aggressive. Have integrity and honor your word. If you say you're going to do something, then follow through on that promise. Control your anger. This is another one I struggle with, but when you disagree with someone, do your best to remain respectful and try not to let your temper run away with you. If you can't keep calm, suggest that the two of you step away from this situation and try talking again once you've both had a chance to cool off. You could say something like, I want to resolve this with you because you are such a good friend. Let's take time and think this out. Yeah, but they have to also actually be willing to talk about the things too. Um, Try out some coping mechanisms like writing down your feelings in a journal, pausing and counting to 10, or meditating. These strategies can help you manage your angry feelings. Share your resources. If you're doing well financially, set up a regular donation to a charity you care about. If you go out to lunch with a friend you know is going through some tough times, say that meal is on you. Generosity is a virtue, and it's an important aspect of being a good person. That's why all these billionaires are douchebags. Plus, when you're willing to share what you have, blessings usually end up finding their way back to you. So that's about it on that article. You know, I'm doing my best to try and be a good person. Um, as you heard while I was going through that, I am still working on it actively. There's so many different aspects, so much nuance in all of this. It's not a black and white issue, right? There's an old saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And for me, even though I know my intentions are always good or I try to do the best, it doesn't always mean that it's going to work out that way. So that's another important thing to remember. Um, yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to try going live once a day and just doing these how to be a good human videos and hoping that this attracts people because we need more people spreading positive vibes right now. As much as I'm anti-Trump and anti-MAGA, I will still welcome everyone into my comment section and live streams. If they want to have intelligent discussions or debates, that would be great. And yeah, like I said, I'll just keep putting these out. One of the things I also feel like is important with everything we just talked about, one of my favorite things from the Bible, even though I'm not religious, is the Serenity Prayer, which says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the knowledge to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I feel particularly like I've been saying that a lot to myself lately with everything that's going on in the world. I know I can't stop ICE right now. I know I can't stop Trump right now. But what I can do is use my voice. What I can do is protest. What I can do is try and make the world a little bit better, one video at a time. If you agree with my message, if you like my content, please subscribe, like, share everything. I really want being a good human to be something that we all strive for on a daily basis.